very warm welcome to Unlock the Next Generation Skincare, New Skin's first dermaceutical system, DPOM. I'm your host, Vidya Karthik, and I'm the director from New Skin, global product marketing team over personal care and beauty devices. Before we get started, let's go over a few housekeeping rules. If you have questions along the way, please drop them in the Q&A feature here on Zoom. Don't forget to include your name, email, and which country you're joining us from, so we don't so we if we don't get to your question in our live session, our local team can follow up with you afterward. So, what sparked the idea to develop AgeLock TrueFace Advanced Anti-Aging System, that is the AAA range? New Skin is committed to bring tomorrow's science to the hands of our customers today. Seeing an increased trend of customers turning to aesthetic clinics for fast acting solutions to reverse the science of aging, which costs money and time, and sometimes it also comes with discomfort. We want to refresh our anti aging line, turning it into a range of at home skincare that can help our customers achieve dermatologist level results without discomfort. So, to understand how the AgeLock True Face line meets modern consumer expectations, if we go to the next slide, we could see um, the need to look at key global trends shaping the beauty and personal care industry. So, let's start with premiumization. 60% of beauty and personal care users say that they have purchased premium skincare in the past 6 months to treat themselves. Consumers are gravitating towards what we called quiet beauty, a minimalist, refined approach that prioritizes ingredient quality, proven efficacy, and a sense of simplicity and sophistication. Next is skin minimalism, the growing preference for streamlined beauty routines. 70% of industry leaders believe that the simplified approach is not just a passing trend, but a long term shift in behavior. This is the major reason why we at New Skin are streamlining our premium portfolio to remain customer centric. Then we have the value seekers, which today's shoppers, especially Gen Z and millennials, are looking for multifunctional products that offer the best return of investment. 84% of US skincare shoppers want products that serve multiple purposes, and over a third are even willing to pay more for that added value. Finally, we have sustainability, which continues to be a major driver of consumer decisions. 89% of industry leaders anticipate recyclable packaging becoming a standard long term expectation, and 73% say the same about refillable formats. What's more, nearly half of Gen Z shoppers are willing to pay a premium for products from brands that align with their environmental values. These four trends, premium quality, simplicity, value, and sustainability, all reinforce the relevance and appeal of ageLock TrueFace in today's skincare landscape. Now, let's dive in a little bit deeper at the biggest global trends shaping specifically personal care in 2025. First, we are seeing a strong shift towards ingredient led beauty. Consumers are becoming more informed and intentional. 33% are willing to pay more for products that go beyond basic moisturization to offer added skin benefits. In fact, 31% are actively seeking anti aging properties even in their body care routines. This clearly signals a move towards ingredient focused formulations that address specific concerns. Next, dermocosmetics or dermaceuticals are redefining what premium skincare looks like. As competition grows, the bar for results and efficacy is rising. Dermocosmetics bridge the gap between pharmaceuticals and cosmetics, offering products that emphasize science, transparency, and proven outcomes. These are especially appealing for sensitive skin. There is also a significant trade up opportunity here as consumers are willing to invest more in visible results. Another trend is the rise of neurocosmetics, an area that treats skincare as a holistic experience. Consumers are now linking skin health with emotional and physical well being, including stress, sleep, and gut health. Neurocosmetic products focus on more than just texture and scent. They're about healing, stress relief, and mood enhancement. These are designed to elevate the emotional connection with our everyday skincare routine. And finally, we are seeing a major generational shift. Gen Z has the highest purchasing intent across all generations, and 60% of them say it's important to try new beauty innovations. This mindset is fueling the rise of rejuvenation, the idea of starting anti aging routines earlier to stay ahead of skin concerns. Both Gen Z and Gen Alpha, raised in a digital first world, are influenced by rapid trend cycles and constant product exposure via social media. These trends, from dermocosmetics to neurocosmetics to generational behavior, are shaping the future of skincare. With that, we're introducing ageLOC TrueFace Triple A system. It's the new skin's first dermaceutical line driven by science, backed by research, and dedicated to reduce environmental impact. The ageLOC TrueFace system is New Skin's very first dermaceutical line, and this is a huge milestone in our skincare innovation journey. So, if we go to the next slide, we can see what exactly is meant by dermaceuticals. It's a product category that blends dermatological science with cutting edge cosmetic technology. These products go beyond surface level beauty. They're clinically designed to correct, transform, and restore skin with precision. AgeLock True Face targets the visible signs of aging before, during, and after they appear. That means it's not just about fixing the signs of aging, it's also about preventing them. We call this dual approach prejuvenation and rejuvenation. And it's just not the talk. Every product is backed by rigorous clinical testing and delivers dermatologist level results, results that redefine what's possible in at home skincare. This system is where serious science meets visible beauty, and it's designed for those who expect real results, not just promises. So, who is AgeLock TrueFace AAA system designed for? Our target demographic begins at 22 years old and beyond. Essentially, anyone who is starting to think proactively about their skin's long term health and appearance. This includes individuals who want to preserve their luminous, youthful skin, as well as those who are already experiencing signs of aging and are looking to rejuvenate and correct them. What makes this system so powerful is its flexibility. It speaks to both prejuvenation and rejuvenation needs. Whether you're in your 20s taking preventative steps or in your 40s and beyond aiming to restore firmness, smoothness, or radiance, AgeLock True Face meets where you are. Ultimately, we're empowering people at every age and stage to feel confident in their skin. If you go to the next slide, we can see what truly sets AgeLock True Face apart is the science behind it. Every product in the system is built on more than 15 years of gene expression research, an area where New Skin has led the industry. But we don't just rely on innovation, we prove it. Each formulation has undergone rigorous clinical testing, so the results are not only noticeable, they are measurable. On top of that, every ageLOC True Face product is created according to our 6S quality process, which ensures selection, sourcing, specification, standardization, safety, and substantiation. This uncompromising approach guarantees that our customers receive only the highest quality, most effective skincare solution. In short, this is science you can trust and results you can see. At Nu Skin, we believe that great skincare shouldn't come at the expense of the planet. So that is why the ageLOC True Face skincare system marks a major step forward, not just in skin science, but in sustainability. This is our first ever refillable skincare system, intentionally designed to help reduce our carbon footprint and significantly cut down on packaging waste. We are using post-consumer recycled materials up to 35% in the Radiant Day and Line Corrector tubes. And we have reduced packaging weight by as much as 29 grams across products like Transforming Gel Cream, Future Serum, and Uplifting Rich Cream. Even better, refill units are using 100% recycled plastic. In addition, all cartons are FSC certified, meaning they come from responsibly managed forests and are fully recyclable. The result, ageLOC True Face system is projected to reduce global packaging waste by an incredible 26.14 tons per year, which is as heavy as 5 adult elephants. This is just the beginning. Our goal is to assess, score, and improve the environmental impact of 100% of our products because sustainability is just not a trend for us, it's a commitment. So if we can go to the next slide, we can see a complete overview of the ageLOC True Face skincare system in a nutshell. A comprehensive regimen designed to address the most common and most concerning signs of aging. This system is structured into 4 categories: toner, serum treatments, moisturizer, and complementing add-ons, each step targeting specific skin functions. We suggest using ageLOC LumiSpa system to be used as the treatment cleanser instead of creating any other cleanser. That was our goal, especially being ageLOC LumiSpa IO is a popular fan favorite for a reason, and it delivers incredible results you can see and feel. And we believe that using ageLOC LumiSpa IO twice daily to cleanse your skin prior to applying ageLOC True Face products will deliver the best results. Then we prep the skin with refining toner. It has a refreshing texture and it boosts and preps the skin for regimens that follow and supports cellular turnover. Then we move into serums with peptide retinol complex, Future Serum, and TFEU. All 3 serums in the system tackles aging in different ways. As a system, Future Serum and Essence Ultra provide multiple anti-aging benefits you need to take through the day, helping you achieve a more lifted and sculpted look. When it's time for your skin to rejuvenate at night, ageLOC True Face Peptide Retinol Complex and TFEU works to improve your skin's clarity and texture, restoring the look of youthful elasticity and bounce. For daytime, Radiant Day SPF 22 provides hydration and broad spectrum sun protection, and for nighttime, we have the Transforming Gel Cream. It'll be great to know that we've changed the Radiant Day into an airless pump, which means it's very easy to squeeze in the product and you can get the most out of the product. So it's an easy packaging that gets the most benefits and most of the product because you can get most of your product out of the tube. We also have um, complementing add-ons like Uplifting Rich Cream and Line Corrector. Uplifting Rich Cream is only available in Pacific, and we have the Line Corrector to smooth and renew wrinkles. Also, these amazing clinical results are just a sneak peek. Casey will go in depth later in her presentation. At the bottom, you will notice details like formula texture, whether it's lightweight liquid, non-tacky serum, or gel cream. The usage timing and everything is mentioned for each of this step. Most products are suitable for both morning and night, with some specifically recommended for day or evening use. ageLOC TrueFace is a precision crafted system that adapts to your skin's changing needs, delivering clinical results, tailored care, and total confidence. With that, let's go to the next slide to see how to use it. So in the morning, start off with ageLOC LumiSpa IO and the treatment cleansers. Then apply refining toner. You could dispense it on a cotton pad or directly apply in your palms and apply to the face. After that, you can use Future Serum 2 pumps and put it on your face and neck, and then 1 capsule of Essence Ultra. Line corrector is as needed for targeted fine lines and followed by Radiant Day SPF. This is your morning routine. In the evening, after cleansing with ageLOC LumiSpa IO and activating cleanser, use refining toner and then put peptide retinol complex 3 pumps on the face and 2 pumps on the neck, and then 1 capsule of Essence Ultra. Line corrector is again optional here, followed by transforming gel cream, 2 pumps on the face and neck. It's highly critical to stick to the dosage of each product for optimal results. Now, let me show you a quick demo of the refill system and how they work. So let me start off with Future Serum. So this is the Future Serum bottle, and once you have finished the Future Serum, you just open up the bottle, and this is your refill. So you just take that out and you hold on to this air pump. So you take the new refill, you just unscrew the cap from the refill and put it back. So this is the new system, and then you put the outer casing back here. So it's really super simple to change, and then you are ready to use your new Future Serum here. So that's Future Serum, really simple to do the refills. Next, I'll show you the transforming gel cream. So this is how the transforming gel cream looks. So you have the cap, and then you pump the product out. You just press down on the pump, and you have the product coming out. So once you exhaust this refill, you just open up the pump, you take out the jar from the pump. So you just take it out from here, replace it with a new jar. So remove the lid from the jar and then put it in here. And then go back and put the pump back. And then it's ready to use. So you just have the product once you pump them. So it's really super simple how you can refill and also save the planet at the same time. So you're reducing all the packaging waste, and it's very intuitive on how you can change the refills. So with that, one thing, yes, I forgot to mention is you have to replace the Future Serum pump, peptide retinol, transforming gel cream, and uplifting rich cream every 3 to 6 refills. So with that, I have the honor to introduce Casey Hawley, who will accompany me today. Casey is the manager of Nu Skin R&D Claim Communication and Education in the Nu Skin R&D Global team, and she will dive into science of these products. So over to you, Casey.
Thanks so much, Vidya. And the packaging is super, super exciting. I'm very excited for that. But I'm always excited to be with Southeast Asia. So thanks for having me, my friends. To begin with, I want you guys to tell me what you see between the two sides of the face. What are the differences in the skin between the more youthful and the more mature side? So let's just take a quick moment or two and let's have you guys put in what you see differences in. Elasticity, yep. What else? Sagging, wrinkles, younger looking, smile lines, a little bit of discoloration, laugh lines. It just looks older. You're getting some of those textural differences, right? The skin looks a little bit more crepey. There's a lack of glow. Perfect. Perfect. You guys nailed it. You know all about it. And this is exactly it. As we get older, our skin starts to look different. But what we really want to do is what can we do to slow that down? And this is where our ageLOC TrueFace Advanced Anti-Aging System can really help, because this system was developed to provide a vast array of clinical benefits and to tackle some of these concerns in as little as 7 days. You'll start to see visible improvements. But let's look a little bit more closely at what are some of these causes. And it actually just, it's life, right? Life just is at the root of all of this. Some of it is our biology, right? Just as we go through time, our bodies and our skin, our cells start to just change in how efficient they can be, whether it's a change in energy stores or what have you. And it can all be exacerbated by our environment and our lifestyles. That's what we can control, right? That's what we should be super interested in. We know that when we are out in the sun, right, that there is way more accelerated damage. We know when we are exposed to pollution, there's also that accelerated damage. Some of that we can control again, but some of it we can't. For example, we can control whether or not we are around cigarette smoke. But if we just live in a more, an area that has higher pollution levels, like we do here in Utah, in the wintertime we get inversions and it holds all that in, and you can just see the pollution across the valley, right? And so a lot of that we don't have control over, but we have to look to see what can we do to minimize some of these impacts as much as possible. Because when we start to have that accelerated aging, you start to see differences in the skin's physiology. So if we spend a few moments looking at this slide. Again, we've got our youthful skin on the left, our more mature age skin on the right. And what we start to see is if we go into the dermis, we start to see that these structural proteins start to break down. So this right here, this kind of scaffolding type protein represents our collagen. And our collagen helps to kind of hold our epidermis up, right? And so that's what makes it so it can't cave in and we don't get these lines and wrinkles. Conversely, we kind of have this push-pull. We have these little rubber band type fibers. That's our elastin. And that elastin is what gives our skin that elastic quality or that bounce back and some of that youthful plumpness too. I always like to think about individuals who are really old. If you were to pinch them, and I'm not saying that you should pinch people who are really old, but if you pinch them, how quickly does their skin bounce back, right? Youthful skin, like my daughter who is 11, her skin just goes right back, right? It's like it doesn't even wait a moment. My skin is starting to take just a little bit more time to get back, right? And so there are things that's an illustration of that, a lack of elasticity. The other thing in the dermis that you have are these glycoaminoglycans, and these are just kind of that ground substance that fills in and holds hydration into the dermis and helps to keep it nice and plump and youthful at the same time. One thing that's a little bit less noticeable unless you're looking for it is there are changes in what's called the epidermal dermal junction. So where the epidermis and the dermis meet. And you'll notice on the left, you've got these really great ridges, and those ridges increase the surface area, and that increase in surface area makes it so that there's more transportation of nutrients between the dermis and the epidermis. Versus if we go over to our more aged skin, well, you get a little bit of surface area change because you've got some caving in, but you'll notice how flat this dermal epidermal junction is. And so there's less nutrients being transported because, again, there's no blood flow to the epidermis, right? And so it all has to come from the dermis. You start to also, because there's a lack of that nutrients or that blood flow, you also start to see, and it's a little bit harder to notice here, but you could see it in that youthful and the unyouthful picture. You start to get more dryness on the surface, which can lead to some of this crepey look at the same time. And lastly, you start to see that these melanocytes, which are these little cells here, but right at the basal layer of your epidermis, and they have these dendrites that feed a bunch of different cells, and that's what gives skin our natural color. And we all have some variations in how much skin color we have, and that's there's no wrong or right there, right? We all have our natural skin color, but what we tend to get a little bit uptight about is when we start to have areas of hyperpigmentation, where those melanocytes start to cluster together and start to overfeed areas of our epidermis, and then that starts to become visible, and then we get these age spots right here at the surface, right? No one wants that, and that leads to some of that uneven skin tone. And so again, you can see how the environmental impact starts to cause this damage, but really at the root of all of this is our genes, right? The damage starts to influence our genes in the way that our genes are expressing themselves. And we can look at this through technology like gene chips. And on a gene chip, you can look at the entire human genome. And you can start to see that the brighter lights or the brighter dots all represent genes that are being upregulated. And then you've got the darker areas, and these are all genes that are being downregulated. And whether or not a gene is downregulated or upregulated isn't as important as it is as to what the gene actually codes for, right? Because we want some genes to be upregulated, but we want other genes to be downregulated. So when we look at that, right, we've looked at different blends of ingredients and to see how they can change gene expression to bring it back to a more youthful gene expression profile, so that the genes are continuing to code for the more youthful skin, so that our appearance stays youthful or can start to be improved. And what we've done, as Vidya started to talk about, is we're not just looking at making it so that old skin looks better, but we also are looking at ways that we can keep youthful skin behaving youthfully. And you can do this by starting to target genes that are related to inflammation. So if a gene is coding and it can increase inflammation in your skin, then you want to downregulate that. But if there are genes that can code for downregulating inflammation, you want to upregulate those. And then more in our rejuvenation aspect, again, you can then also start to upregulate genes that are going to be responsible for improving the amount of skin proteins we have, or downregulating the genes that are responsible for causing a breakdown in those collagen proteins. So it's all about balance and trying to keep the balance of our gene expression as youthful as we possibly can. And we've done a lot of research along this route. And the research we just aren't doing and just holding on to ourselves. It's research that we've actually shared with the scientific community at large. And you can see here, we have different posters and different articles that we've actually put out there that help to share this this novel research with others in the scientific community so that we can build science together and we can feed off of each other and get to better places more quickly. So that's kind of the foundation and the reasons why. But when we look at an ageLOC TrueFace Advanced Anti-Aging System, we are talking about clinical testing, right? What visible improvements is this system going to provide to our skin? And the only way that we can truly know that is to run clinical tests. And so if we look at this system as a whole, we've conducted over 300 plus clinical or safety studies on this system alone. That means that 5,700 subjects have used these product systems and provided feedback in these different studies. That's 109,000 plus clinical validation measurements. So basically what that means is, let's say, for ageLOC Future Serum, for example, we did a study, or we've done a couple different studies, and we'll talk about them, but we've done studies that look at clinical grading, and let's say we looked at 5 different attributes in 4 different time points, right? So that's 20 clinical measurements. And then we did, let's say, 3 different instrumentations at those 4 different time points, right? And so that's another 12. And you can see how then these add up. But each of these provides very, very meaningful information to us. And in the vast majority of our studies, we're looking at clinical grading, we're looking at self-perception, we're looking at instrumentation to get a good balance of not only what is clinically relevant, which is important and very objective, but it's also so important to know what consumers are going to see at their level, because that's what you guys are going to see, right? And so even if a clinical grader with a very trained eye can see it, or an instrumentation can pick up on it, if a consumer isn't able to see those differences, then is it really meaningful, or how meaningful is it? And so I think it's awesome that we have this great balance between objective and also maybe more subjective, but what users actually see in their skin as we do these studies. So let's jump into ageLOC TrueFace Future Serum. This continues to be our premier anti-aging product. It's really interesting as R&D started to talk, and we started to look at what we were going to do for updates to the TrueFace system. The question came up, do we update Future Serum, right? And when we were talking amongst the scientists and the development scientists, they were like, well, we could change some of the technologies, but it probably wouldn't yield any greater benefits. This is still what we would consider to be our best, highest performance product system. And so if it's not broken, then don't try to fix it. So this product, again, has been clinically shown to visibly improve skin firmness, radiance, smoothness, pore appearance, skin tone evenness, discoloration, fine lines and wrinkles, and hydration. And it has the ability to impact each of these signs of aging in as little as 7 days. The other thing that I think is super amazing about this product is that in clinical testing, it has also been shown that 100% of individuals who use this product system had an improvement at 7 days. So if you are a new user to this product, you should fully expect to see an improvement in at least one, if not more, of these characteristics in as early as 1 week. That's super, super exciting. Again, the reason why we didn't change it is because it has so many great ingredients in it already. It has our ageLOC proprietary blend. And this blend targets, because it's Future Serum, it targets a vast array of anti-aging products, so anti-aging issues at its source to help maintain that youthful look. It also has this interesting ingredient called pea extract, bamboo extract, and glucosamine. And this is a very powerful blend that was chosen because it can help reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, but it also increases cell turnover. And cell turnover, it becomes increasingly important because that's what can cause that crepey appearance. It's also closely related to radiance. When you have healthy cell turnover, your skin is nice and smooth, and so it reflects light evenly, and that's what gives individuals that radiant look. Cell turnover also can help improve the appearance of pores, and so you can see how this is a very powerhouse and meaningful blend. It also has a brightening complex in it, and this includes ingredients like lemon peel extract and hexapeptide 2. And it is important to note that these ingredients not only just help with uneven skin tone, but they can also target key parts of the discoloration process. So hexapeptide 2 targets some of those initial factors that can lead to discoloration. So that's targeting phase 1. The lemon peel targets a key component that can lead to discoloration. So that's all about phase 2. And then, as I mentioned, pea extract, bamboo extract, and glucosamine helps with cell turnover, and that's very important in phase 3. So this product by itself can target all 3 phases of the discoloration process. And then we still have hyaluronic acid. It's interesting because hyaluronic acid was chosen for this formula nearly a decade ago, and hyaluronic acid is becoming increasingly more popular in skincare products today, and it's actually an ingredient that Nu Skin has been using not only when we were formulating the transformation system originally, or ageLOC True Face Future Serum originally, but even some of our heritage products have that ingredient in it. And so it kind of shows you how Nu Skin was kind of in front of its time, but it still maintained its legacy of knowing what some of these best ingredients are. And again, just wanted to comment again on some of the updates that we've made to this formula. We did switch out some of the ingredients to have more environmentally friendly palm sources. So it's RSPO palm in this formula now, just kind of making it more modern day. Vidya talked about the new packaging with the airless pump, which is super exciting. And then we did also increase the fragrance just a little bit in this formula. And we just increased it because we didn't feel like it was covering the base smell quite as well as we wanted to. So it's not a big increase. You're probably not even going to notice it, but you might notice that you're not smelling some of those base ingredients as much as you could historically. So all of these are just some additional improvements. While we haven't changed the bulk of the formula, we have made some improvements to make it so it fits more of our modern day philosophies. Then we have our ageLOC True Face Essence Ultra, which is always a fan favorite, right? This product has our True Face FirmPlex technology in it. I get super excited every time I think about our ageLOC True Face FirmPlex technology, because this is an ingredient blend that was developed in-house because we were really looking for something that could live up to Essence Ultra's legacy. We wanted to find something that could update this formula, and we couldn't find anything out there on its own. So we had to take some good ingredients, combine them together to create a really great and meaningful change and update to this formula so that it would perform even better than it has historically. So ageLOC True Face FirmPlex is all about helping to deliver visibly firm and lifted skin. We also have ingredients like Centella asiatica, Pistachio lentiscus gum, and Echinacea angusfolio. And these are ingredients that help to further define and contour the skin. And then it has our antioxidant network, which again, if you're kind of geeky like Casey, you get kind of excited about, right? Because instead of just putting a single antioxidant in there, we put a little bit of vitamin C, a little bit of vitamin E. It's got some green tea in there. It's got some colorless carotenoids, and all of these work in concert together to give you a more robust protection against free radicals. And these ingredients help to renew each other, and they work kind of as an army against this free radical damage. And then lastly, it has squalane in it. And squalane is a great hydrating ingredient, but this version of squalane also has some antioxidant benefits of its own. And lastly, it has age lock technology, but the age lock technology in our Essence Ultra is a little bit different from the rest of our systems, because it's focusing primarily on firming, because again, Essence Ultra is our firming specialist. And so it has a very focused ingredient and technology associated with it. All right. And most of you probably have heard me talk about peptide retinol complex, but I love this product, so we're going to talk about it again. So again, what sets peptide retinol complex apart? As we know, it has two different retinoids. It has an encapsulated retinol, which keeps it stable, slows down its absorption, so we don't get some of that, the typical side effects that retinol provides. It also has a retinoic acid ester, which is the hydroxypicolinol retinite. And this too, with these two different retinoids, provides a greater and more robust retinol benefit to the skin. And we know that retinol has provides improvements such as minimizing the appearance of pores, fine lines, and wrinkles. It can help with texture. It can help to smooth and provide that bounce to the skin. Then we also have our jojoba and 4-TB blend in there, and that's some added ingredients that really help to target the keeping the skin calm and soothed, so that you don't get some of those retinol side effects. But what truly sets it apart is you have the AI peptide that has the ability to boost the benefits of retinol. So this is really an unprecedented product formulation. It's not another Me Too retinol product. This is try to catch up with this retinol type of product. And I do want to also point you to a podcast that was done in the US that just talks about the benefits of retinol, and it features Dr. Helen Nags. And so if you have questions or you're more interested in just retinol benefits by itself, this is a great place to learn a little bit more about it. And of course, it has our age lock technology, just our standard across the board technology to help maintain our youthful look and target the sources of aging. Okay, then we have Age Lock True Face Radiant Day. And this obviously has sunscreens in it for sun protection, because we know that if we can protect our skin from the sun, that is like any dermatologist who's worth their money is going to tell you that sunscreen is the best thing you can put on. So obviously we want to make sure that that's happening every day, especially if you're using a retinoid product. And then it also has pea extract, bamboo extract, and glucosamine, not as quite a high of a concentration as you see in Future Serum. So this is just kind of like another added dose that's going to help maintain some of those youthful appearances. And then it also has hexapeptide 2 in it again. And this again helps to offset some discoloration, and the visible discoloration, and help to even skin tone. So again, this is a great product to use at the end of your day regimen, because it's going to provide you that sun protection, but still give you some anti-aging benefits associated with it too. Oh, and as Vidya eloquently described, it also comes in this new pump, which is super exciting. I always get confused because every time I look at it, at the outer package, I always think it's the standard pump, the standard tube, but it actually has that pump, so that's going to be super awesome for everyone. Then we have Age Lock True Face Transforming Gel Cream. Transforming Gel Cream has pea extract, bamboo extract, and glucosamine in it. Again, like I said, this is a great ingredient technology, but again, at a slightly lesser dose than what we find in Future Serum, similar to what we have in Radiant Day, and that's going to help again give us just some more anti-aging benefits and help us keep that skin looking youthful. It also has hyaluronic acid, shea butter, and glycerin. And you might think with all of these ingredients, which are great hydrating ingredients, that it might be kind of thick or rich, but this is actually a gel cream. So it's got a very light formula, which is going to be perfect for most of our regions in Southeast Asia. And that's why it's included here. It will help increase that skin barrier while it's still providing hydration, but also helping to improve some of those fine lines and wrinkles, helping to smooth and soften the skin at the same time. And again, it has that cool new pump that Vidya showed you. We also removed the fragrance in this just to kind of give us more options within the line. And so this one is now fragrance free. Okay, let's spend some time with refining toner. And you guys, I just have to tell you, I'm gonna go a little bit against Nu Skin here and say, I don't know if toner is the best terminology to use for this product. It's more like a beauty essence or a hydrating lotion. And so it is actually packed with a lot of great ingredients in it. It has that Pancratium meritum extract, or sea daffodil. So if you guys are Boost users, this probably sounds familiar to you. So it has sea daffodil extract in it to help target the appearance of discoloration and even skin tone. We kind of felt like that was something that we wanted to have a more focused product on. And so we made sure that we added some of that technology in this formulation. It also has a green Charetta extract, which is actually Andrographis panculata leaf extract. And this is the ingredient that really helps to improve the visible signs of fatigue and promote revitalization. So this is, again, just one of those ingredients that can make it so if you're not getting of sleep, it can kind of hide that in your skin, because your skin kind of will tell on you if you're not sleeping enough, and so this can kind of help with that at the same time. Then it has a Lactococcus ferment lysate in it, and this is the microbiome friendly postbiotic, but this ingredient also helps gently exfoliate the skin for cell turnover and cell renewal. So you can see how this product is just packed with ingredients. It has ageLOC technology to target, like, again, a wide array of sources of aging. So this is so much more than just a toner. I personally like to just put a couple drops on my palm and just kind of like set it in my skin. But if I haven't sold you on it yet, here's why you're really gonna wanna use it. Because it has what we were referring to as our Prep Plus blend. So this is a combination of solvents. Now, solvents can help to dissolve ingredients into a solution, but it can kind of help break down ingredients so that they work in this water type solution at the same time. But it can also help shuttle those ingredients into your skin. And so this blend can increase the absorption of other ingredients in your skincare line. And we actually have done some clinical studies along this line, where we've actually had individuals who have used this product and then they followed it with other serums, and we found via instrumentation that we got better improvements when they used the refining toner before their serums versus when they just used their serums by themselves. And even individuals who have used this product indicate that they can feel that it impacts the way that their products absorb and the benefits that they're getting out of it. So again, this is not your typical toner. This is so much more than a toner. It's a prep product before you get to the rest of your ageLOC Tru Face products. So not a product to be skipped. And again, this slide gives you just a really nice overview of the clinical studies. I really like this slide because, again, it helps to reinforce that dermaceutical positioning and give an overview of what studies have been done and the key technologies that are in there. Because again, if we're thinking about dermaceuticals, we're thinking about ingredients like peptides, we're thinking about ingredients that help with cell turnover. So all of that is found in here. But then we also want to go a little bit deeper and share some greater results that we have from our clinical studies. So if you look at this slide, again, if you're using the ageLOC Tru Face Advanced Anti-Aging System, here is a conglomeration of just some, we couldn't put it all on here, but some of the clinical results that you're going to get. So for example, if you're using Future Serum, right? 100% of the subjects showed improvement in smoothness. Same thing with fine lines and wrinkles as it in the eye area. And this isn't necessarily that they put it in the eye area, but just when they used it generally. It also is responsible for the fact that 96% of the subjects had improvements in radiance. 76% of them had improvements in skin tone, and 60% had improvements in hyperpigmentation. Essence Ultra, right? Essence Ultra had a 189% improvement in hydration after just 1 week as measured per corneometer, okay? It also, 100% of the subjects had improvements in fine lines and wrinkles as measured by an instrumentation, that's proliphometry. Then we have our peptide retinol complex, right? 97% of the subjects agreed that their pores looked tighter after 8 weeks. And lastly, we have our transforming gel cream. 100% of the participants agreed that their skin felt more hydrated and moisturized after 2 weeks. I mean, we could go on and we could talk about how Radiant Day individuals felt like it was non-greasy, that it layered well underneath their makeup, which is so important when we're talking about a day moisturizer. Like I mentioned, our refining toner has great clinical results. So you can see here that there is a lot to be excited about. And numbers are one thing, but I think what we really want to see is the before and after images. So this is from our 8-week Future Serum study. So before I get into it, again, I want you guys just to look at this picture and what stands out to you. What are the differences between the two sides? For me, the biggest thing I see is the appearance of the lines and wrinkles on her forehead. That's what always jumps out to me first. But then if I look a little bit more closely, I can see that there's more overall smoothness, not just in the lines and wrinkles, but there's textural changes across her forehead, but then also across her cheeks at the same time. You start to see more fullness in her face at the same time. You start to see a reduction in the appearance of these lines and wrinkles right here also. So you can see that there's a lot of visible improvements that can be identified very easily after 8 weeks of using the ageLOC Tru Face Future Serum. Then if we move on to peptide retinol complex, right? Again, what do you see? Before Casey jumps in, right? I want you guys to take a moment and really look at it. What are the improvements that you're seeing? Again, if you've probably heard me present on this before, it's the luminosity that always gets me in these, and for peptide retinol complex. You can just see more luminosity. There's just more brightness coming from her face. But again, when you look a little bit more closely, you get again that reduction in the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Even the textural changes again around her cheeks, and some of her smile lines start to look a little bit less deep. You can see changes right here around her mouth at the same time. I think though the next one has the greatest impact for your region. And even though she's very much Caucasian, right? But again, she kind of has that clear skin that Asians tend to have, but you can continue to see that she has some textural improvements. You can see right in here to right here, you're starting to see less, more evening of her overall skin tone. You're seeing just again that radiance and that glow that's starting to come through. And so really impressive before and after images, really impressive data that goes with this line at the same time. So it's going to be super exciting for your regions to start putting all of this together. But sorry, I forgot one more. My apologies. Here's Essence Ultra. These ones are really great too. So again, and this is after just 4 weeks, because we tend to think of Essence Ultra as being more long-term, right? It takes 8 weeks, it takes 12 weeks to start really seeing differences. And so that's what's super fun about this study, is we're starting to see things on a much shorter time period. So again, These pictures are already kind of cropped in just a little bit, but look at the changes right here in those smile lines, right? And that contouring around the eye area, or right here along some of those jowls at the same time, right? And again, here you can see it, right? You start to see some of that plumping, and then those textural changes, and again, the visibility of those lines right across the forehead. So Essence Ultra pulling its own weight at the same time. So then let's get on to our add-on products. So ageLOC True Face Line Corrector. So what's interesting and fun about this is we've actually identified an ageLOC blend within this formula. So this formula, ageLOC blend, is all about targeting the appearance of, or the sources of lines and wrinkles. It has palmitoyl tripeptide 1, palmitoyl tripeptide, oh, I put the wrong one down, tetrapeptide, I think it's 7. Sorry, I wrote it down wrong. And then dipalmitoyl hydroxyproline. So it has 3 different peptides. All of these peptides are to help reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. And it can really help to target those 11 lines and our smile lines, especially if you use it with the galvanic spot. Again, a product that if you wanted, you could use all over, but it was really developed to be more of a spot treatment. So put it in those areas like your crow's feet, right? Put it in right here, in those areas that you really want to target. The other thing that's super fun about this formula is we switched to an environmentally friendly butylene glycol. It actually comes from corn sources, or the corn sugars, and so it's from a natural source now. And so that's another fun update to this formula, just making it a little bit more modern and fitting with some of our more modern philosophies. And lastly, we have the Uplifting Rich Cream. Uplifting Rich Cream is a great companion product to our Essence Ultra. It is a rich cream though, so it kind of makes sense that some areas in Southeast Asia that this wouldn't be a big seller, and so it's not going to be available, but in areas like PAC, it will be. It provides great hydration to the skin, and it has the ageLOC True Face the True Face FirmFlex technology in it, a great complement, like I said, to Essence Ultra, but it also has this natural biomimetic polymer. And this comes from Caesalpina spinosa and Capophycus albizeri. And these 2 ingredients have these sugars in them, these glucoses that are cross-linked into a natural polymer. And this polymer can help create a film that you can't even feel on the skin. And that film can help protect the skin from environmental damage. And with a more use or extended use, it can also help to kind of firm and tighten and decrease some of the appearances of like lines and wrinkles and things like that. So some really interesting technology associated with this product at the same time. And that is all I had for you. So I hope that you learned something new today.
Thank you so much, Casey. This has been so exciting to learn, and I'm sure it's added so much value. And especially what got me exciting is the before and after pictures. It's just amazing. Every time I look at it, I'm just amazed of how much we can see the differences between the 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I know we don't have enough time for questions, but we'll make sure that we got your questions and the local team will reach out to you. And thank you everyone for being here at Unlock the Next Generation Skincare, Nu Skin's first dermaceutical system, DPOM, and we hope to see you all next month. Thank you everyone. Have a great day.